Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for joining us this evening. We have a few more still filtering in. Well, welcome. My name is Lauren San Gimino. I'm a Senior Assistant Director of Admissions at Stony Brook, and I have a special guest with me, Patterson. Patterson is one of our current students at Stony Brook. Patterson, do you want to tell them a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you're majoring in?
Sure. My name's Patterson. I am majoring in political science. I am from Richmond, Virginia. Shout out to all my out-of-state students out there. I also work in Stony Brook's Office of Undergraduate Admissions as a student assistant.
Thanks, Patterson. And if anyone wants to, I believe you can use, the chat might be disabled, but I think we have the Q&A feature. Feel free in either of those if you just want to say what state you're from, so we have an idea of where everyone's from, and then we can kind of shout that out along the way. If you have questions at any point, you can feel free to just plug them in the Q&A also. This is kind of a little bit more casual. We just, want to tell you a little bit about the area, what's there to do in Stony Brook, how to get around. And all things around the campus, and also just help answer any questions that you may have. So I see we have Connecticut, we have a lot of New York, we have Ohio, we have New Jersey. For my New York people, do you want to say what part of New York you're from? I know, because we could have Long Island, we can have New York City, we can have Buffalo. So it's a pretty big state. Oh, a lot of Brooklyn, Oregon. Good. Okay. Queens, New York. International, excellent, welcome. Ithaca, Hudson Valley, Saugerties, excellent. Great, well, welcome everyone. Niskayuna, Eastchester, good, okay. Very nice. All right, so let's get started then. So Stony Brook, New York. We are located on the north shore of Long Island. We're right by the Long Island Sound. So we're very, very close to the water. And we're pretty much halfway out on the island. It's a really great area. It's a suburban area. You will get to see some pictures in the surrounding area as well to kind of give you an idea if you haven't visited Long Island before. But it's a long island. It's named appropriately. When you're out east on the east end, there's two forks, the North Fork and the South Fork. Um, North Fork has a lot of farms. It's great in the fall for pumpkin picking, apple picking, all those types of things. So there's a lot of great things out there to do. There's wineries, breweries, all those sorts of things. So it's become a very popular area. South Shore is more Hamptons Beach kind of town area. I'll talk more about the surrounding area of Stony Brook, but then to the west of us, you can head toward New York City. We do have the Long Island Railroad train station on our campus, so you can head directly into New York City. If you're coming to campus, you can take a variety of different options. You can do car, boat, train, plane, so pretty much almost all the traveling options. We do have the Port Jefferson Bridgeport Ferry, which comes out of Bridgeport, Connecticut into Port Jefferson, which is just 10 minutes from campus. So any of my New England people here today, you easily can take the ferry to get to campus. You can also take the Orient Point one, the New London ferry as well. That just takes you further out on the island, whereas Bridgeport Ferry will take you to Port Jeff, which is only 10 minutes from campus. We also have a few different airports. So anyone out of state who's flying to campus, we have JFK Airport. That's the one on the South Shore. That's the airplane with the number 2 next to it. So that is an international airport. It does have an air train, which connects to the Jamaica train station where you can hop on the Long Island Railroad. So that is a little bit more easier to get to campus that way. The airplane with the number 1 next to it all the way on the west side, that is LaGuardia Airport. So there's a whole bunch of airlines that fly into there as well. And then the airplane a little closer to campus with the number 3, that is the Islip MacArthur Airport. So we currently have Southwest flying out of there. There are some JetBlue flights that just started flying out of there, and I think Breeze Airways also flies out of there too. So that's a little bit closer to campus. For that, you could probably Uber to campus. It's probably about 20 or 30 minutes from there. So it is easy to get around there. And if you're driving, you'll most likely take that blue line that goes across Long Island. That's the Long Island Expressway, also known as 495. So lots of different options in getting to campus. Now this is Stony Brook. This is the university. This is what we look like from the air. So again, as you can see, very close to the Long Island Sound there. Our campus is, a lot of our buildings are centrally located. So the academic buildings, the library, student activity center, student union, all those are right in the center of campus. And then surrounding that are the residential halls. And then we also have some of the athletic fields there kind of toward to the back side. So most of the campus is easily walkable. Most places you can get to within 10 minutes. We do have a bus system that goes around campus and off campus as well. On the other side of Nichols Road, you'll see right on the other side of the street there, that's a little section of our university hospital and health science center. So we do have the hospital right on campus, and it is easily accessible for our students. We have a lot of students who intern there, do clinical hours, take classes over there. So it is very easy to get to.
There's a really great library that's open 24 hours a day over on the health science side.
Oh, good to know. Thanks for that. So again, suburban area. The campus itself, so we do get all 4 seasons here at Stony Brook. Oftentimes, students from all over the country ask kind of like, well, what's the weather like? So typically, the first couple months of the semester are usually hot. That's the tail end of summer. And then we go into our fall season. So we have the complete fall foliage, lots of changing leaves, like that quintessential fall feel that you would get within the Northeast. Then comes winter, which I have to say, our winters lately have been very mild. We've hardly gotten any snow at all. Just the other day was about 60 degrees out. So we haven't had any major storms lately. Given our location and being surrounded by the ocean and water, that does actually keep us warmer in the wintertime. So other places north of us, west of us, they tend to get more snow than we do. And then we head into the spring. We have a whole bunch of cherry blossom trees on campus. We have a cherry blossom festival as well. Everything's in full bloom. We're starting to get there. I see some little, plants popping up now, which is great to start seeing some of the greenery this time of year. And that pretty much brings us full circle throughout the year.
The cherry blossoms are a super popular place to take graduation pictures when that season comes around.
They definitely are. And then I'm just going to highlight a few more places on campus before we start talking about off campus. So actually, Patterson, do you want to tell us about all the variety of different places on campus and things that go on there?
Sure, yeah. So pictured here, we have the Student Activity Center. So there's a few different things inside of the Student Activity Center. It's mostly resources for students and places for them to just hang out and like club meeting spaces. So you can see the Shore Lounge in the top left. It's one of the fancier places on campus, super popular for like end of the semester galas for clubs and different departments on campus. In the bottom left, we have the Sculpture Garden, which just got a renovation, so it's looking really good right now. And in the bottom right, we have the Loft, which there's lots of different events that take place there. When the Super Bowl comes around, it's like a Super Bowl watching party, as well as other mainstream events. Sure, so we got a question, what is the Shore Club? So the Shore Club's not actually a club, it's just what that space is called. We call it the Shore Club or the Shore Lounge.
Good question. And then the top picture there is, oops, sorry, that's the Student Activity Center. So that hosts a lot of our on-campus events. They have ballrooms in there. We have a dining facility in there also. We have a commuter student lounge in there. So a lot of our student functions happen in that building. So there's some really great spaces in there. We also have the auditorium as well. I think Dunkin' Donuts is in there, a few other options too. Oh, you wanted me to go back to the slide with the map. Oh, hold on, let me go back. For some reason, it's giving me trouble. Okay, that's the map, in case you wanted to see that. Also, some other areas on campus, we do have the Student Rec Center. So this is part of your student activity fee, so it's pretty much free for students. You just swipe in to get in, but they have a lot of programming there too. We have exercise classes there, Zumba, yoga, all those types of things, personal training, weight training. Our club sports also have facilities there too. They do like pop-up challenges and all sorts of fun events. So that's another place on campus. The picture on the right is the Student Union. So this was newly renovated. This opened just within the last couple of years. They completely gutted the previous building and basically built it back up again. So this has is it the Unity Cultural Center is in there?
Yeah, the Unity Cultural Center, as well as the offices of financial aid, registrar, the campus card office if you need your ID card fixed or something like that, as well as the
Yeah,
office.
yeah, all the student services. And then they also have they have like that whole game room downstairs. A lot of clubs and organizations have rooms there also. So a lot of places meet there. And then just in the main open area is like a bunch of seating areas. So you always see students there kind of hanging out or studying and doing different things there too. So that's another great building on campus. And then the one on the left is the Simon Center for Geometry and Physics. This is a beautiful building. It's all glass when you walk in, and they have the Simon Center Cafe, which is a great place to grab a bite to eat also. They have classes in there too. So that's just another kind of favorite area on campus. There are lots of things to do throughout the year and fun events to look forward to. We've had live artists like Bruno Mars, and a whole bunch of different artists have come to campus. We're Division I in athletics, so we do have sporting events to look forward to all throughout the year. We have our Wolfieland Carnival, which typically happens the beginning of the fall semester. We have Strawberry Festival. We have a big homecoming festival. We have Roth Pond Regatta, which is the picture there. Those are boats made out of cardboard, duct tape, and paint, and students race them across the pond and try and win. And there's a big barbecue and live music and cotton candy and all sorts of fun things that day. So that's a very big tradition of ours. So there's always something fun to look forward to. And then we also have an app called Cork, where they tell you what's going on every single day of the semester. And there is something just about every single day of the semester going on campus. So lots of great programming and things like that. Is there anything else you want to add to that, Patterson? And anything you are involved in or things that you look forward to?
Yeah, sure. So we got a question, how often are the concerts and are the schedules provided ahead of time? So our biggest concert of the year, which we call Brookfest, that only happens once a year in the spring. Last year was Boogie with a Hoodie, and we're still waiting in anticipation for what this year's artist is going to be. Some other super fun events that we have is we just had a comedy show just this last week where Marcelo Hernandez came to campus. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's on SNL. He's the guy who sang Domingo with Sabrina Carpenter and Ariana Grande. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but that was super, super fun. Other sort of like concert type events that we have is there's always program at our Stoller Center for the Arts, and those schedules are posted well ahead of time. There's an opera this weekend that I unfortunately won't be attending because I am headed back to Virginia for spring break, but there's all sorts of events there all the time that you could go see.
Yes,
Student tickets are normally discounted or free.
think was it Kristen Chenoweth, I think. Also, I don't know if she's going to be performing or she recently performed. There's been like so many great artists that come through the Stoller Center as well. So And that's, right on campus. So it's so easily accessible for our students as well.
Definitely.
Great. Okay. And as I mentioned, we're very close to the water and we try to utilize that as much as possible. So these are our marine science students having class right on the water near campus. So this is just within a couple miles from campus. So really great setting, great area to be in.
We also have our Southampton campus that some of our marine science students get to study at.
That's
There are
true.
courses like scuba diving that you can take there, which is apparently super fun. I tried to register last semester, but it got full.
Yeah. And then this map kind of gives you an idea of what's in the nearby surrounding area. So as you can see, Stony Brook, we're kind of just up there toward the middle top portion. We have the West Meadow Beach, which is north of that. So that's like the actual beach that most people go to kind of just like sit in the sand and lay on that sort of a thing. Then west of us, we have the village of Stony Brook, which I will show you more pictures about, and Avalon Park. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. But right on 25A, that kind of runs right along the edge of campus, and that is where the Long Island Railroad is located. There's tons of, stores, restaurants, Dunkin' Donuts, and places to eat and all those types of things all along 25A. And then 25A, if you continue east, you'll head right into Port Jefferson, where there's lots and lots of restaurants. There's a burger place, a ramen place, there's a Mexican place, there's all different types of restaurants, farmers market, all those types of things too. So nice seaport town, some seafood restaurants as well, all of those types of things. And then south of campus, off of 347, we have the Smith Haven Mall. So lots of restaurants there, lots of shopping, Whole Foods, Trader Joe's as well. There's then just east of there by Target, we also have Home Depot as well. On the north side of 347, across from the mall, that's where the movie theater is, more restaurants, all of those types of things. So there's definitely plenty of things in the area. And then a little bit east of there, we have Walmart. So we do have a shuttle system that goes around campus and off campus to a lot of these places also. And then we also have Suffolk County buses. So just so you know, freshmen and sophomores are not allowed to have cars on campus if you're living on campus. So you can use our bus systems to kind of get to all these different places as well. And we will talk a little bit more about the bus systems on campus and off campus too, as well.
Looks like we have a
Go ahead.
question in the
Yeah.
Q&A.
You want to answer it?
Sure, yeah. So jumping back to the scuba diving class first, it is an actual scuba diving class. People do scuba dive in it. It's how you get your scuba diving certification if that's something you'd be interested in. The downside of it is you would have to get to the Southampton campus and transportation is not provided there, but still a super great opportunity if you have a friend with a car or you happen to have a car and can get to the Southampton campus. Unfortunately, again, it's super competitive, fills up quickly, but super great opportunity. Do the buses Yeah, sorry, you go.
I was going to say, I was going to answer really quickly. Do the buses go to Target and Walmart? It definitely goes to Target. I don't think it goes to Walmart. Do you know that, Patterson?
I don't think it goes to Walmart, but it definitely goes to Target, and there's a Stop and Shop that it also goes to as well.
Yes. And then in terms of the Long Island Railroad, it's actually right on our campus. So you can walk there. We do have the buses that can take you there. So if you have suitcases or anything you want to carry and you don't want to walk all the way over there, you can take the shuttle to get to the Long Island Railroad. But that is right on our campus. And then in terms of transportation, any of the Stony Brook transportation, that's all included. So you don't necessarily pay for that. I think you just show your ID. Whereas like the Suffolk County buses that, yes, you would pay for those. Do you want to answer the other question in there, Patterson,
Sure.
about campus life and the weekends and things?
Yeah, I can take both of those. So while we do have a large commuter population, it's not quote unquote like a suitcase campus. There's lots and lots of stuff going on the weekends. There's always things to do, whether that's that big concert that happens once a year, or just like your club's having a meeting, or your friends go to a party. There's all that sort of stuff happens all the time. And even some of my commuter friends, they still come to campus on the weekends because they can get more homework done here versus being in their house. So it's definitely not that sort of commuter campus idea. There's lots of stuff going on all the time.
And just so you're aware, we have over 10,000 undergrads on campus, and close to 70% of students live on campus. So that's a huge number of students. So while we have about 30% commuting, there's a lot that are on campus and are in the residential halls. We actually have a new residential hall that they're in the process of building. I think that's not supposed to be open until the springtime, but we've gotten just over the last few years, we've had such an interest of students wanting to live on campus that we have more plans in the works to build even more housing in addition to the new housing that's coming soon as well. And then we have hallway style, suite style. Those are typically, where freshmen are. And then we have apartments for upperclassmen. We have suite styles with single bedrooms for upperclassmen. So there's all different types of living options as well.
And even those statistics, the 70-30, they're a little inflated because some students rent a house or an apartment right off campus with their friends. And so those figures are a little bit inflated.
Yeah, that's a good point too. We have students who do live off campus and commute. But they're not necessarily from Long Island. They're coming from all over. They just chose to live off campus. Okay. Any other questions you want to answer in there?
Do we provide residency for all 4 years? So typically for students that get housing the first year, we do all but guarantee they'll have housing as for their 4 years at Stony Brook. There's one about nightlife and Greek life. So I'm not in any sort of Greek organization, but we do have them here at Stony Brook, both fraternities and sororities. And if you're super interested in parties and stuff like that, they definitely do those. You just have to get into the scene.
Yeah. And then we had another question about what percentage of students who live on campus travel on the weekends. So they've done studies to see how many students use their meal plans on the weekends to gauge how many of them are actually on campus. And about 70 to 75% of students use their meal plan on the weekends. So that's kind of how we track who's on the campus on the weekends to give us an idea. Do the free buses go to the shopping mall? Do you know if that's the Suffolk County bus, Patterson, or the?
Generally the Suffolk County bus. I think the
Okay.
Stony Brook bus stops there on Saturdays, but any other day of the week, the Suffolk buses also go there, and they're fairly cheap.
Excellent. And that brings us to our next slide. So that's perfect. So the red bus there, that's the shuttle. That's the Stony Brook shuttle. So that'll go to Port Jeff. That goes around campus. Does that one goes to Target too, I think, right? The
Yes,
shuttle.
it's a different bus, but it does go to Target and
Okay.
and Stop and Shop.
Okay. And then we have the Suffolk County buses, which can take you to all points, pretty much Suffolk County. And you can get connecting buses from there as well in other county spots. And then go ahead.
Sorry, for the Suffolk County transportation, it's super easy to get to the mall or the movie theater or something like that. All those things are really close, and the Suffolk County buses come regularly.
Yep. And then we also have the Long Island Railroad train station, which I mentioned. That's that little house there on the right-hand side. So that does head directly into New York City, typically Penn Station. There might be some that go to Grand Central. It just depends on what line the train happens to be on, if it's connecting or not. I think it also goes through Hicksville, which is a huge hub for Long Island. So it's very easy to get to other places there. And then again, if you're flying into JFK and you're taking the air train to Jamaica, then you can hop on the Long Island Railroad there out of Jamaica and get to Stony Brook also. So yeah, and again, the shuttle buses for the university, those you don't pay for. You just use your student ID card for those. Can international students stay on campus during breaks? I believe so. Yeah, we typically have some international students who do stay for the breaks and they don't go home.
Yes, unlike other universities, our housing agreements are for the whole course of the academic year. So there wouldn't be any sort of having to pay extra to stay during winter break. That would be free. If you, as an international student, needed to stay toward the summer, during the summer, that would be an extra fee, but that is something that's offered through Campus Res.
We have a really great question about, is biking a viable way of transportation in the surrounding area? Yes. So we actually have a bike share program on campus. So basically, we have bikes throughout campus that you can access and you can use them to ride around campus. I believe you could take them off campus, right, Patterson?
Yes, they do have about an hour time limit for the free part, but you could pay a little bit extra to be able to take them off campus.
So that's definitely an option. We have, even around campus, we have some great paths. And then off campus on like Stony Brook Road, they have an actual bike path there also. And I oftentimes see students biking back and forth over there, skateboarding, electric scooters, all of those types of things. So it's definitely very accessible that way. Is there a bus pass?
So for the Stony Brook buses, those are free, and we don't offer any sort of collaboration with Suffolk for students to ride the bus for free or discounted price. But again, it's fairly cheap, so it's not really a concern.
Great. Oh, I got fancy here with the with the pictures. Okay, so this is Stony Brook. Let's hope they all load now. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So the first picture there, that is the village of Stony Brook. You'll see the stores look like antique shops. It's a cute, quaint town. This actually, Stony Brook Village, this was the first planned strip mall in the country. So they used to actually host architectural conferences right at the Three Village Inn, right in Stony Brook, and people will come just to look at the architecture and study how the stores were built and all of those types of things. So it is a really pretty area. This village of Stony Brook does sit right on the water. So when you're looking the opposite way, there's a big sprawling green lawn, which you'll see goes just about almost right up into the water. We have the post office. That's the building with the columns there. So it's a very, very old building. But the town itself was settled a while ago. So it has that charm and that feel to it as well. That middle picture there is Harmony Vineyard. So that is also right in Stony Brook as well. That's kind of the view of the sunset. That's when you're looking from the post office out toward the water. And then that's also the water right by the Three Village Inn. You'll see people kayaking right out of there and paddle boarding and all sorts of things too. So it's just a really great area to kind of go hang out in. Again, lots of restaurants, lots of stores. There's a whole nother back section on the other side to that as well. So it's just a really pretty area. Lots of history in the
Paddleboard
area.
there, super, super fun.
You have? Great. And then as you get close to Stony Brook, oh, I guess not all my pictures loaded here. Okay, so as you get close to, as you're on your way into Stony Brook, you'll actually pass Avalon and Mills Pond, Avalon Park and Mills Pond. Avalon Park was actually created, I believe Jim Simons donated money for that. He was a big benefactor to Stony Brook and to the area. And basically, it's just a wonderful place for people to go, relax. There's so many different trails. You could do hiking trails, off-road biking trails. There's the middle bottom picture there. That's a field where they have all like wildflowers and things like that. So it's really pretty in the springtime when those start to bloom. The pond, so the actual pond itself, we had a big storm and the road over there where those people are standing collapsed. So the water from the pond actually drained out. So they're in the process of rebuilding that. So hopefully by the time, maybe when everyone gets to campus, maybe another year or so, that will be back up and running. But it really is a great area. People usually fish over there. So there's lots of like fun little things that you find on trails and stuff as you're walking through there. So this is just another great place for students to go and hang out. and just relax as well. Okay, and then the village of Port Jefferson, as I mentioned, that is about 10 minutes east of us, easy to get to. We do have the Stony Brook shuttle bus that'll take you there. You could also Uber there if you want, but this is where the ferry comes in from Bridgeport. So we have the Bridgeport Port Jefferson ferry. That is Wolfie there on the ferry. So if you're driving and you don't want to drive around, potentially risk getting stuck in rush hour traffic, the ferry is a great way to travel. The top right picture there, that's Danford's. It's a hotel, restaurant. People come on their boats and they dock up there and they go to the restaurant there. So a lot of people, it's kind of like a famous area in town that people like to go to. We have the outdoor ice skating rink in Port Jefferson right on the water as well. So that is in the wintertime. We do have the farmers market also, which probably will be starting up in the springtime if it hasn't already. So that's another great thing to do. Lots of restaurants and places to go out and shopping and ice cream and all those types of things. So a lot of our students like to kind of hang out there. I think they also do a Dickens festival as well and all sorts of fun things throughout the year in Port Jeff too.
They do a
Um,
sort of boating festival as well. So, oh, it's a Red Dragon Festival. That was super fun. I went to that in the fall.
Oh, the Red Dragon Festival, yes. Stony Brook actually has a boat in Port Jefferson. Our School of Marine and Atmospheric Sciences has a boat there. So it's
Well as
easy
the
for them.
rowing club has a couple boats there as well.
Yes, yes, rowing, and we also have sailing too.
I
Um,
believe so, yeah.
yeah, so lots of great things going on right there in Port Jeff, just right next to campus as well. So that kind of gives you a little idea of just the surrounding area and what we have going on there. It is a very historic area. So if anyone has seen, Netflix had the series Turn, which originally was on AMC. So if you ever had a chance to watch this, it's a really great series, and basically, it's set in the Three Village area, which is Stony Brook, Oldfield as well, and Setauket. So that's why we're called the Three Village area. And basically, it's a series about how during the American Revolution, how George Washington was a general then, and he had a spy ring called the Culper Spy Ring, which actually operated out of the Three Village area, and it's what helped him win the war. So you'll see these blue markers along 25A of old historic homes and people from the Culper Spy Ring. And then this map over here with all the little dots, you can actually go to all those different places and see the landmarks. The cemetery also has a bunch of famous people buried there too. So one fall around Halloween, my coworkers and I went out and we kind of did our own little tour of the Culper Spy Ring. But the really cool thing is our library on campus. We have a special collections department, and in there they have original handwritten letters by George Washington, um, and Benjamin Talmadge, who was his counterpart, who was from the area, a correspondence back and forth regarding the Culper Spy Ring. So they used to take information because the British were in the area, so the local people would take the information, they would shuttle it across the Sound to Connecticut, and then they would have people over there take that information and ride all the way down to New York City and to New Jersey to get Washington the information. So it's a really cool town. And if you have a chance when you come to campus, just to drive around and take a look at the area, it definitely has a really great feel to it. Okay, so we have a few more questions here. Patterson, do you want to talk about living in the dorms, if there's curfews or any rules and things of that nature?
Sure, yeah. So as with all shared living spaces, there are rules, just to make sure that everybody's on the same page. There's not any sort of curfew. Your ID works 24/7 to your dorm building, so you can come and go as you wish. Um, you will have an RA on your floor just to make sure everyone's safe and everyone's following the rules, but you know, I was friends with my RA freshman year, and it's not anything like cumbersome. Good places to hike or swim. You can go swim. There is I forgot the name, East Meadows Beach.
West
That's
Meadow Beach.
West Meadow Beach. Sorry,
Yeah.
I have been there, I swear. That's a good place to swim. To hike, you can go to Avalon Park, or there's a couple other
Mhm.
state parks nearby. You wouldn't be able to walk to get to those, but if you had a car or had a friend with a car, you could get to those that
Mhm.
way. Or West Meadows Beach, you could definitely bike too.
Yeah.
That's really
There's Pirates Cove is right in Port Jeff also. But if you have a car and you head south, um, straight down Nichols Road, you could probably get to Smith's Point Beach. That would be more of like an ocean type beach if you're looking for that. That's probably the closest one
We
to
also do have a
campus.
pool on campus for those
Yes,
swimmers out there. So you wouldn't even have to leave campus in order to swim.
that's
Um, we
right.
have, an, we have another question about, do dorms have their own bathrooms? So for your first year, most students are in corridor style housing, which would mean you'd be in a shared bathroom with the rest of your hall. Most students after their first year are in suite style housing, so they share a bathroom with their suite mates. So somewhere between 4 and 6 people, generally for the suite style.
Yep. Do many students go to New York City and how far is it? So we are 60 miles east of New York City. So if you take the train from Stony Brook, it's about an hour and 15-minute train ride or so. Um, but we do have students who go into the city, some intern into the city also, but we have, they go to Madison Square Garden for sporting events or concerts, museums, Broadway shows. I don't know, what are there things that you like to do in the city, Patterson?
I am a huge Broadway fan, so I go into the city to see Broadway shows, not regularly, but definitely often. I've seen one show this semester, and I saw 4 shows last semester. So
Wow.
um, there's definitely the opportunity to do that. I've also, just gone into the city to meet up with a friend that's visiting. I had a friend from England come into the city, and I went and visited her. So it's great because it's a destination for people all over, and
Hmm.
we're right there. We're so close to it. It definitely feels like a day trip, but it's super fun.
Yeah. How is the gym? So we actually have a variety of different gym options on campus. So the recreation center is probably like the largest gym. And it's huge. We have cardio, we have weights, we have indoor, all different types of indoor courts, classes, all sorts of those things. Personal trainers are there too, but then there's also some gym facilities within the residential halls as well. So you don't even technically have to leave your residential quad to go to the gym. So you can't use that as an excuse when it's cold out.
Yeah, so every residential quad, just like Lauren was saying, has a small, we call it a residential gym or residential center. Um, and those you have to use your ID card to get in. Most of the time, it's only students in that residential quad that would have access to it. So it's much smaller. But that's still a great place. There's treadmills, stairmasters, weights, that sort of thing. But if you need some sort of specialized equipment, you can always go to the rec center, which may be a bit of a walk depending on where you are on campus, but it can be worth it if you need some sort of specialized equipment. And like Lauren was saying, they have lots of classes. I have a friend that teaches a yoga class there, that I regret to say I haven't gone to yet, but I'm going to.
Yeah, they definitely have a whole variety of options. I did a pink gloves boxing there, Zumba, pound. Those are just the ones off the top of my head, but they have so many different types of programming and things too. We do have a question specifically for pre-med students. Are there a variety of different non-hospital opportunities in the community? Yeah, there are. We also have a vet's home at Stony Brook. So that's also on campus, on the hospital side of campus. So you could volunteer there. We have the Career Center that can help you in terms of finding internships and volunteer opportunities of things in the area. So they can definitely help get you that.
There's also a childcare center on campus if you're interested
Mm,
in working with kids. That's always looking for volunteers or interns.
yes. Is it possible to commute to New York City? And are admissions favored towards New York residents? Okay, so I would not recommend commuting from New York City necessarily. I mean, you can. It's just that you're probably going to have to commute just about all 5 days. in terms of like your classes and things like that. I know students who have tried to do it in the past ended up deciding that they didn't want to do that and then trying to live on campus after that. So I would say it's probably better to live on campus first and secure your housing. And then if you decided to commute, you could. But it's a little bit harder to get on campus housing if you come in as a commuter. You would have to go on a wait list most likely for that. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. It can be a full day. It could be it's a long day of travel and classes. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. And then it asked if we have favorite admissions towards New York residents. We don't necessarily favor, I mean, just as long as students meet the academic criteria that we're looking for, then they get admitted whether they're New York or out of state. Currently, we have probably about 25% out of state students. So majority of our students are from New York, but from all over New York. Are the residential halls air conditioned? You want to take that one, Patterson?
Sure. So most likely the dorm you have your first and maybe even second year may or may not be air conditioned. But as you get into those more upper level, sort of like senior, junior housing situations, most of those are air conditioned.
Yes.
So yeah. Do
Why,
most
and
offer, sorry, you can go
I
ahead.
was going to say we have a question about the cafeteria and dining, so we might as well talk about that since we're talking about residential halls.
Absolutely. First, do most students opt for suite style? Generally, after the first year, most students do opt for suite style so that they can live, with their friends, with a group of friends. And it's pretty easy to get a suite style dorm. Most of the dorms are on campus are suite style, except for those that are designed for first years generally. How far is the cafeteria and dining center from dorms? So we have lots of different dining options on campus, and
Yes.
no residence hall is too far from food, I promise.
We have, I mean, Student Activity Center has it. We have the Wong Center has it. We have East Side Dining, West Side Dining, and those are right by the different dining facilities. We have Starbucks, there's Dunkin' Donuts, there's a whole bunch of other things scattered all throughout campus. So it's not even just like places to eat, but it's a whole different variety of types of food to eat as well. So there's always something. And then we have like dine in buffet style. We have other types where you can take it and go kind of style. So there's just a whole bunch of different options for that.
While we're on
Um,
topic, how bad does the heat get if there isn't AC? It's honestly, it's not too bad. It's about a week or two in the beginning of the year that it gets a little hot and you need to use your fan for. But then after that, it's pretty much okay. And then same thing at the end of the year during exam week, you're like, well, it's a little hot in here. But for the most part, I'm from Virginia, so it's normally colder than I'm used to. So I don't
That's
find it.
true. That's a good point. We had a question about business internship opportunities nearby. Yes, so the Career Center can absolutely help you find those opportunities. I know Computer Associates is a popular one on Long Island. Some students intern in New York City, so there's a whole bunch of different areas, and depending on the type of business that you're looking to go into, so they can definitely help set that up for you. Are there any dual major degree programs or advanced degrees to double majors? Okay, so we have different options. We have a wide variety of students that do double major at Stony Brook, so that is definitely possible. They double major and pick up a bunch of minors also, so it's definitely doable. And I say Stony Brook is actually very good about that. We also have combined degrees or dual degrees. And typically those are accelerated degrees. So you can get your bachelor's and master's in 5 years. So we do have a bunch of those, and those should be on our website. And they're across a whole bunch of different disciplines as well: engineering, education,
Political science.
business, political science. Yeah, so it's a whole bunch of different majors that offer that as well. Ooh,
Are there
uh,
study groups and is the community helpful with academics, especially with pre-med advising? So I'm not a pre-med student. I do find study groups helpful, especially when it's with my friends and we're all taking the same class. I find it helpful to, get quizzed by them or bounce questions off of them and, share notes, all that sort of thing. We do have specific advisors that work to get students registered for pre-med courses, and the Career Center is always a very helpful place if you're looking at career paths in general.
Definitely. Tutoring centers. Yep. All those types of things.
Yeah,
Can you have snacks in your dorm room, and are there refrigerators in the dorm room? I think that's a great
absolutely.
question.
Absolutely, you can have snacks. I have a gallon box of goldfish in my dorm right now because I am a goldfish fiend. You can have refrigerators in your dorms. There are requirements about the size and about the specific types, but you can definitely have refrigerators in your dorms. They're not provided, but you can definitely, that's definitely something you can do.
We
Um,
do have a couple locations on campus that are like convenience stores as well. So if you wanted to stock up on snacks and stuff like that, you can do that. That's all right on campus.
and you can use your dining dollars for that.
Yes, good point. How long would it take to go across the whole campus? Um,
I think from any point to the center of campus is I generally budget about 15 minutes, but it normally takes about 10. But to go from like the furthest dorm to the furthest possible dorm, 20 minutes, maybe 25 if you're a slow walker. It's not
yeah.
a super huge campus. Like I feel like I've heard people talk at other campuses, like I have friends at Virginia Tech, and they're like, I feel like I'm walking an hour to class. It's definitely not like that here.
Mm. I walk the outer loop on my lunch break, which is almost 3 miles, and I do that in less than an hour. So that's to if you did an entire loop around the campus.
Right. Which isn't like point A to point B. That would be like a
Yeah,
circle, she was saying.
yeah. How many nurses are on staff? So we have a student health services center. So students can go and we have doctors there. We also have great um, um, counseling as well. We have a whole program to help students in need. So it's almost like one-stop shopping in a sense. So depending on what your needs are, they're there to help with that. We also have nutritionists as well. But if you're sick and you need to see somebody, you will go to the student health center on campus and they can write prescriptions and all those types of things. Of course, if there is an emergency, we have the hospital on campus. We have the volunteer ambulance corps on campus too. So if any type of emergency like that, that's all right on campus as well.
And that volunteer ambulance corps is staffed by students. So that's a really cool opportunity for those interested in pre-med or some sort of ambulance or emergency care track, as well
Yes.
as Stony Brook also pays for a telehealth service for its students. So if
Yes.
you've got a weird wart somewhere and you just need somebody with a medical degree to look at it, you can absolutely do that at any time.
Engineering. We have 11 different majors in engineering: biomedical, electrical, computer, chemical, molecular. Computer sciences has their engineering science. I'm losing track of the ones that I already said, but we have a whole bunch of engineering majors at Stony Brook. Okay, let's see. We have a few more questions here. What companies frequently recruit students for internships or jobs? So we have a career fair in the fall and spring that students can go to looking for internship opportunities. There definitely are companies that come and seek out Stony Brook students, especially within the healthcare fields, the engineering fields, and business fields. But there's a whole bunch more also that um, look for Stony Brook students too. So across all the variety of different majors. So there's, I mean, Google, KPMG, there's a whole bunch that our students go out and intern and then also get jobs at as well. So the Career Center should have a list actually of the variety of different companies that recruit our students and that our students have gone on to work for. So that would be on the Career Center website. Can you have microwaves in your residential hall room?
Sure. So there are regulations regarding microwaves in the dorm rooms, but I have one in my dorm room. You have to rent the microwaves from a specific company because they do require a lot of power. So Campus Res just wants to make sure everything's safe and we don't trip any circuits, but you can have a microwave in your dorm.
Can you tell us what dining dollars are? You mentioned that before.
Great question. What are dining dollars? So there are a couple different meal plans here at campus. Most of them have what are called meal swipes that can get you into your like all you can eat facilities, those sort of buffet style. And then they also have dining dollars, which would be for things on campus like our Popeyes, or we have a salad place. There's lots of different food options, the Dunkin', the Starbucks, all of those sorts of things. You could use dining dollars for all of them.
Mhm.
The basic meal plan for freshmen has 500 dining dollars each semester. And then once you are not a freshman, you can choose a different dining plan that has more dining dollars if that's something you're looking for, or the same one that you had freshman year.
Great. Can you describe a dorm room and how many people usually per room and things like that, what the structure is?
Sure, absolutely. So for freshmen, so for first years, typically first years are in what we call corridor style housing. So it is you and one, potentially two other roommates if you are in a triple, but that doesn't happen very frequently. And then you would be sharing the bathroom with everyone in your hall. So typically that's around 50 students, which I know sounds like a lot, but it wouldn't just be like one toilet and one shower. There's at least four toilets and at least four showers for every hall. So while that may sound like a lot, everyone's doing it, so it's not anything crazy. And they're typically
Mhm.
pretty clean. The custodial staff cleans at least once a day.
Yeah. We had a question about, can you skateboard around campus? Yes, you can. I oftentimes see students with skateboards getting to and from class, so that is a very popular mode of transportation on campus.
We also have a skateboarding club, and I see them
Oh,
all over the place all the time.
I did not know that. Look at that. Um, okay. Oh, can you talk about the laundry on
Sure.
campus?
So every residence hall has a laundry room. So my residence hall last year had 5 washers and 5 dryers, I believe. No, more than that. My residence hall last year had 8 washers and 8 dryers last year. At certain like crowded points, I'd be like, gosh, there's no dryer available. But there's an app for that. So you can get notifications when the next washer or dryer becomes available. But generally it's not super competitive over like who gets a washer, who gets a dryer. Like generally it's pretty open. Um, yeah.
Okay. Um, do you happen to know, so if anyone's staying over the summer, are there additional fees to stay on campus?
Sure. So most housing agreements are from the start of the fall semesters to the end of the spring semester. So if you needed housing over the summer, there would be another housing agreement that you have to enter into. So that would be an additional fee. I don't off the top of my head know how much that costs. But if that's something that you needed, then you could definitely look into that with Campus Res.
Hmm, good. We had a question about the business track. So it's a business administration degree, and then you get to pick your concentration, whether it's finance, marketing, accounting, entrepreneurship. So you get to pick one of those areas of concentration. We do have the combined degree, the bachelor's and MBA. So that's a 5-year degree also. So if you're interested in that, you can just let your advisor know. But if you look at the course bulletin online, it'll outline all the different courses for the major and what's required and the different types of classes you can take. So I would actually recommend doing that for any major that you're interested in, because that'll give you a feel for what's covered and what the actual program is like. Um, mentorship programs connecting students with alumni in their fields. Yeah, so actually a lot of the departments and faculty have connection with alumni. We do have an alumni office and they host events also. So they can also help connect students. But I think a lot of it also happens through the departments as well. They tend to keep in contact with alumni. Um, our professors are known in their fields as well, so they're usually out there and also helping our students find jobs too, which is great. So that helps too.
Additionally, our alumni have access to our Career Center for their entire lives, so they'll never lose that if they need help, with their resume and a few years after graduating or anything like that. That's definitely something that could happen.
Healthcare companies, um, Stony Brook, there's Northwell, that's a big one on Long Island also. Um, there's different like insurance companies, there's all sorts, there's so many different areas. Um, we have within our health science program itself, we have clinical and non-clinical programs. So we have medical dosimetry, radiologic technology, clinical lab sciences, respiratory care, healthcare administration, informatics. So there's so many different areas just in that field alone. Plus we have the doctorate in physical therapy also. Um, we have PAs, we have all different areas. So there's people from everywhere looking for that. I mean, even like law firms and stuff like that, like people who have experience within those areas. So lots and lots of different opportunities there. Um, do you
We have a
pay
question
for?
about do you pay for laundry? You do not pay for laundry. It's included in your campus housing fee. So that wouldn't be an issue. Does laundry ever get stolen? Very rarely. In fact, I see more laundry items abandoned than I do stolen. So
No one
that's a,
wants them.
yeah, so it's a nice little lost and found. I know when my mom came to pick me up last year, she was like, "Look at all this stuff," and she took a sweatshirt for herself. So
No.
it had been there for weeks and weeks, so I don't think anyone was missing it.
Yeah. Do you have special housing for university scholars? So there are different populations that we have special housing for. Typically, like honor students have, we usually house them together. Um, we have honors wise university scholars, athletes usually are typically housed together. Also, EOP students, I think, usually are housed together also. So there are different populations that they do try to group together. The nice thing is that for especially incoming freshmen, we have 3 residential halls specifically for incoming freshmen. So you will be housed with other freshmen and they will have lots of different programming and things like that. I mean, you could also be in any major with the housing. They've gotten very flexible with the housing over the years. Uh, do you have a minor? Oh, do you have a minor, Patterson?
I don't have a minor. I'm thinking about adding a minor in potentially women and gender studies, because I'm in a
Okay,
couple of those classes right now, and it would only be a few more for me to get the minor, but I'm not 100% sure yet.
great. Yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone I talk to has like 3 minors, 2 major. Like they're very good. They're very strong students. They're very inquisitive. And it's really, really great that they get to explore lots of different areas. Is the math placement exam offered in May for students? And if so, could high school students register for the exam or only college students? So if you're admitted to the university, you could potentially take a placement exam, whether it's math or writing, depending on, how many credits you have coming in your previous coursework. So I think actually they just started opening up math placement exams early this year. So I think in March, you could actually start taking the math placement exam if you wanted to. You would just go into your portal and reserve that. But they do go throughout March, April, May, probably June. You definitely want to have that completed before your advising appointment because they'll use that to place you into classes if you have to take a math placement exam. Some students can place out of it based on like AP credits or IB credits and things of that nature. Um, the honors dorms, do you know if they're suite style or hallway style? Do you happen to know that?
I know that one of the honors programs is suite style and is housed in a different housing facility. I don't remember which one.
Was that
Um,
Tuscanini? I think that was honors, actual honors college. I don't know if that's still there or not.
then perhaps I know one of them is. I just don't know which one. But if you have some sort of accommodation, medical accommodation, you could get, housing with air conditioning if that's something that you had a medical accommodation for, if that's a concern.
They'll also send, once you're admitted, they'll send you more information regarding housing, and you can even look on the housing website and it'll tell you exactly which residential halls are dedicated to freshmen and what are the special populations in each one. So it would tell you which one has honors housing and things like that. How hard is it to make it into honors college as a freshman? So honors college is the top 1, top 2% in the class. So it is pretty competitive. We also have WISE, which is typically for females interested in the STEM areas. That's a 4-year program focusing on research and mentorship opportunities. And then we also have university scholars. So that can be any major. And for that, you take your 101 and 102 Stony Brook class in a university scholar setting. There's no academic requirements for that per se, like no special curriculum, but you do get honors benefits in terms of prior to registration, housing, and then they have different events for you to participate in throughout the year too. So there are different
Well as your
types of
own,
honors programs. What was that,
as
Patterson?
well as a separate advising unit, that
Yes.
more specific to your needs.
Yes. Do transfers also tend to do minors since, okay, so yeah, it depends on how many credits you have transferring over and where they fall. Typically, everyone has about 15 credits worth in order to get a minor. So depends on how you group them. If you have like already have 2, 3 classes in one particular area, then you could easily pick up a minor by only taking like 2 classes or so more. So just depends on how your credits are transferring over as a transfer and when you want to graduate also. So that all kind of plays a factor into that. And then for the honors programs, yeah, you typically apply on the application coming in as a freshman for those. You can try to get in later on as a Stony Brook student, but you do need to have a Stony Brook GPA first in order to be reviewed, and it depends on the amount of space. And last question, can you join the WISE program after being admitted? So again, it would depend on space availability, and you would need to have a Stony Brook GPA first before they would consider you. Okay, well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining today. We hope we got all your questions answered. If you have any questions, you could always email us or call us. We have a whole bunch of other virtual events coming up too. So definitely keep a lookout for those. Thank you, Patterson, for answering all of your questions from the student perspective. It was great to have you. Good luck for anyone who is thinking about applying in the future. Congratulations to anyone who did apply and got offered admission. But we hope to see you all on campus one day, whether you're coming for a tour or if you decide to come as a student. So thanks, everyone. Have a great night. Bye.
Thanks everyone for joining.